Hey tribe, I want to dedicate this episode to each and every one of you. We hit 200k and it is only because of you people in the tribe. So please keep those likes, keep those comments and keep those shares going of all our whack videos. So every week I invite each and every one of you to little corners in my home when I shoot a whack episode. So I thought, why not give something back to you? I'm giving you a chance to win a Google Home Mini. So I'm going to be running this contest. Details of the contest are down below as well in the description. All you need to do is like this video, comment down below, share your most favorite whack video on social media. You could do this on Instagram, you could do this on Twitter, or you could do this on Facebook. But the only way that I will know that you have done this is if you tag me. And the more videos you share and let people know about whack, the better your chances are of winning this Google Mini home. A lot of you from the tribe are new over here, and I keep getting a lot of messages on my Instagram especially, where people ask me, who am I? Like, what is it that I do? And is whack the only thing that I do in life? So I thought I would make a part 2 of this episode. If you haven't seen this already, this was top 5 wacky things about me, Prisha. I thought, you know what, it's been a while, my wackiness has changed, there's so much more that I've also done in the last couple of years. So why not update each and every one of you in the tribe on who I am and how crazy sometimes I can be. So I thought instead of starting this episode where I'm going to flex in front of you guys and tell you a little bit about maine ye kiya hai, wo kiya hai, instead, why don't I start this episode with some really silly, stupid things about me. I might know a little about a lot of things that are happening around me, but the one thing that I just don't know is the lyrics to songs. Now, being a theatre actor, you would have thought that I have this ability to memorize lines, and when I go on stage and I host my events as well. But for some reason, I just don't pay attention to lyrics. I have this problem, and if you spend a whole day with me or we're out on a holiday somewhere, slowly you will pick up on this silly quirk of mine because I'm pretty shameless about it. I sing my own lyrics. I make them up while doing that as well. So maybe at some point in my life, this would be something that would go like on my bucket list where I would say, yes, I learned the lyrics to a song. On whack, there are a few comments that we see again and again. And one of the most common ones is that, hey, you look like Lily from How I Met Your Mother. So today I'm going to put this argument to rest once and for all. Here's Lily, and this is me. Do we really look the same? I've never heard this line in real life. Like, no one has ever met me and said, hey, you look like Lily. But for some reason, this is a comment that I keep seeing on YouTube. You can let me know in the comment section. Do you really think that we look the same? The second comment that I see very often on whack is, this channel is so underrated. I'm sure this is some kind of compliment that is coming in my direction, and thank you. But every time I read it, honestly, my heart sinks and I find it very self-defeating. So the way I see it is that if you're going to spend 10 seconds writing this comment, maybe you could spend those 10 seconds sharing my videos instead. So a lot of you know me from my CIA days, Kampala Investigation Agency, and that was 14 years back. And I think it's really cool that so many of you remember that show. And I get a lot of messages from people also saying how it was such an integral part of their lives, especially their childhood. So here's a little behind the scenes secret that I want to share with each and every one of you. I got cast in a serial that was supposed to be made in Hindi without really knowing how to speak in Hindi properly. Coming from Mumbai and a Parsi household, we did not speak in Hindi very often, and so I wasn't very fluent in it. But I got lucky and I got cast, and while we were shooting, most of the time everybody else had to say their lines in Hindi, and they would just all look at me and they would be like, yaar Fisha, you just take that line in English so that we can pack up and go home very soon.
तुम्हें क्या हर सॉल्यूशन इंटरनेट से मिलते हैं?
सॉल्यूशन तो नहीं, लेकिन मदद तो जरूर मिलती है.
And some of you have said this in the comments, but yes, that was me, the person who did this blink and miss role in a movie called as Bheja Fry. And that was probably the only time in my entire life that I had to learn 4 lines from a song.
Stars fading and they whisper, I love you.
a sycamore dream. Dream a little dream of me. Ba-da-bum.
Another thing that a lot of people keep asking me is that, is YouTube the only thing that you do? Well, YouTube started off as a hobby for me, and even till today, YouTube is not the only thing that I do. I host shows for corporate companies, and these are rewards and recognitions, red carpet, brand launches, car launches, and I've actually been very, very lucky and fortunate to have hosted over 500 events today, where I've traveled not only all over India, but around the world hosting shows. And just to flex a little bit in front of everyone in the tribe as well, just to let you know that your Fisha, she's also an award-winning MC. I get really embarrassed saying this suddenly. And in fact, I won all my awards this year. I've won a gold, I've won a silver, and these are awards that have been given by some of the highest bodies that we have in the event fraternity. Other than the awards that I did get this year for my events, another thing that I'm really, really proud about is that after owning a YouTube channel for so many years, and you know the story about how I started it and had to stop it and then had to restart it, you can just watch this episode to get that update, is that I learned editing. Today I edit all my videos, and I finally have just sat down and said, you know what, chuck it. I keep talking about how everybody needs to learn a new skill, make those neural connections in your brain. That's what I did. In March 2020, when I relaunched the channel, I said, I'm going to edit my own videos. I promised a lot of people in the tribe that one day I would also say the story about this painting. This is a piece of art that has been made by the late Shemendu Sonavne. We had been following his work for many, many years, and one day we had gone to a friend's house and seen one of his paintings, at which point we were like, yes, this is something that we definitely want to get in our house. Now, his work is a little expensive, and at that time, you know, we were making very limited amount of money. And we did go, one day we realized that he was showing at the National Gallery, and we went and we met him. At which point we asked him if it was possible for us to purchase one of his pieces, and when he told us the price, face became so long and we were like, okay, maybe at some other point. Saved up money, called him 2 years later and said, you know what, we're ready to buy one of your paintings. And he said, oh, I'm really sorry guys, but my price has doubled. So we said, okay, you know what, we'll come back to you again on another day. 1 year later, things were going great, and we said, this is it, we can now afford one of your paintings. And unfortunately, by the time we called him, he had passed away. And we spoke to his son. And believe it or not, he had mentioned us to his son. And when we told him the backstory about how we had been following his father's work, he actually said, oh my God, I know who you are. Y'all are those two Parsi people, right? And y'all had been following dad's work for so many years. And he said, you know what? Now I know that my father has passed away, and we all know that art, you know, it gets more expensive after somebody has passed away, but he said, I'm going to give it to you at the price that my father promised. And finally, after like 4 or 5 years of, you know, really wanting a painting like this, we managed to get it. So all you guys in the tribe, my name is Frisha if this is the first time you are watching a Whack video, and just a quick reminder on the contest that I am running, because we have hit 200k only thanks to each and every one of you in the tribe. All the details for the contest are in the description below, and I will be announcing the winner very, very soon. I'm going to put a date for that down as well in the description. And a lot of you keep asking me, what is that thing that she says at the end of every episode? Well, it's spelled C-I-A-O, and it's ciao in Italian. It means bye.